Hello, welcome to Data Structures. Today we are going to learn a very interesting concept, sparse matrix in data structures. First we will see what is sparse matrix and then what operations we can perform on the sparse matrix. Why sparse matrix is important and why it is used to represent the matrix having large number of zeros, that we will try to see today. Let's see. Data structures, sparse matrix. What is a sparse matrix? A sparse matrix is a two-dimensional data object made up of m rows and n columns, therefore having total of m into n values. If most of the element of the matrix have zero value, then it is called a sparse matrix. So matrix is having n by n values, and out of that n by n values, if we are having more number of zero values in the matrix, we call it as a sparse matrix. Now the question is, why to use sparse matrix instead of a simple matrix representation? In storage point of view, there are lesser non-zero elements than zeros, and thus lesser memory can be used to store only those elements. See, zero element are not going to make any difference. However, only non-zero elements are going to make the difference. So that's why instead of saving the zeros, if we save only non-zero numbers, then it will save the memory for storing the large elements. Talking about the computing time can be saved by logically designing a data structure traversing only non-zero elements. If in an array we have, if the size of the array is 100, okay, and out of that only 10 non-zero elements we have. So if we traverse all 100 positions to access this 10 element, it will take too much time. But instead of that, if we represented this matrix having 100 total positions, out of that only 10 valid or non-zero numbers, so here we are traversing only 10 numbers by creating a sparse matrix for the same. So here computing time will be minimized. So we can say that computing time can be saved logically by logically designing a data structure that is a sparse matrix. Now let's see the example. Here we have a matrix, number of rows are 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 4 rows we have, and columns are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we have 5 columns. So size of this matrix is 4 by 5. Now total elements are 20. Out of that 20 elements, if we can observe carefully, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Only 6 non-zero elements. So representing this matrix in a sparse matrix format will save the memory as well as will save the computing time. So here representing this matrix by using sparse matrix by 2D arrays leads to the wastage of lot of memory as zeros. If we are representing this sparse matrix as 2D array, so it will waste too much of memory. Also accessing time will be increased in the matrix, and that are of no use in most of the cases. So zeros are of no use in most of the cases. So instead of storing zeros with non-zero elements, we only store non-zero elements. How it is? Let's see. This means storing a non-zero elements with triple, and that triple contains row, column and value. So here sparse matrix representation can be done in many ways. Following are two common representations. One is the array representation, other is linked list representation. Here we are going to discuss array representation. 2D array is used to represent a sparse matrix in which there are 3 rows named as row, which contains the index of row where non-zero element is located. Then column, index of column where non-zero element is located. That means row number, then we have column number, and then we have actual data element or actual value. That is the value of the non-zero element located at a particular index, that is row, column. Now here this was our original matrix which has very less number of non-zero elements. So how to represent this by using a sparse matrix? So this is nothing but a method of storing this in a sparse matrix. We will be having 3 rows here. One is the column row, then the column row, then column and value. So here we are going to specify like this. In row we will be having row number in which we have the non-zero number. So here we have two non-zero numbers in row number 0. So in row number 0, see here, row number 0, we have two elements 3 and 4. So we have two elements 3 and 4, and the column index for element 3 is, see, 0 1 2. So 2 is the column index, and for this 4, 0 1 2 3 4, 4 is the column index. So in this way, this is the sparse matrix representation for this matrix, or triple representation for this sparse matrix. Okay, so here now let's go to the next row, row number 1. Again we have two elements 5 and 7. So these 2, 5 and 7 in row number 1, and here the column number are 2 and 3. So column number are 2 and 3. Now if we observe carefully, row number 2, we don't have any non-zero element in row number 2, so there is no entry for row number 2. Directly we have entry for row number 3, in which we have two elements at location 1 and 2. So here we can easily identify the column numbers are 1 and 2, and the elements are 2 and 6. So this is nothing but the data structure used to represent a sparse matrix. Now here, instead of 20 entries, how many entries we have? We have entries that is only for the total number of elements, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Only 6 entries will be there. So this is nothing but the sparse matrix. So total entries will be 18 here. Okay, so row, column and values. So that's it. So this representation will save the space as compared to the normal two-dimensional representation for the sparse matrix. Now we will see a C program demo to represent a sparse matrix. How sparse matrix can be represented in C program. So let us see how to represent a sparse matrix in C program by using Turbo C compiler. Now we will see how sparse matrix can be represented by using in a Turbo C compiler. Let's create a main function, void main, and then we will be having int ij k equal to 0, 3 variables. Here we will be using these ij as a counter variables, and k one more counter variable. We will see the use of k soon. Okay, here we are assuming 4 by 5 matrix as we have seen in example. Okay, so 4 by 5 sparse matrix. So let's have the same matrix that we have declared, that we have used in presentation, and here the name of the matrix is sparse matrix. Okay, and size is 4 by 5. And we are using here same elements so that we have used in the example. Okay, so let me type it faster. Okay, now here we need to identify the total number of elements in the matrix, and that is nothing but the size of the matrix. Okay, so here if we read the total number of non-zero elements, so these are 3 4 5 7 2 6. So that is 6 elements. Okay, so in size we want that 6. How that can be done, and that is what we will going to see now. Int compact matrix, one matrix we have initialized here. Okay, declared here. Why we have taken 3 first and then 10? Because 3 is nothing but total number of rows that we are going to have, and we know that here we are going to have total number of rows as 3, that is row, column and the actual value. Okay, and why we have used 10? Because we don't know how many elements, actual elements will be there, non-zero elements will be there. Okay, so we have declared that in random, that is the 10. Okay, now here let's clear the screen, whatever previous output we have on the screen. So we will clear it by using this function. Okay, and now what we want to visit one by one element from the matrix, whatever these matrix we have. So one by one element we are going to compare with the 0. First we will visit it, then we will compare it with 0. If it is 0, then size value will not be incremented. If it is not equal to 0, then value of the size will be incremented. Okay, so at the end of this for loop we will get the value of size will be 6. Okay, so let's see. So I equal to 0, I is less than 4, because we have total number of 3 columns. So 0 1 2 3. So 4 columns, sorry, we have 4 columns. So 0 1 2 3, 4 columns are there. Okay, then one more for loop to visit the columns, and we have columns are 5, so it will go from 0 to 5. Okay, so 0 to 4, less than 5 means equal to 4. Okay, now if what we are doing, sparse matrix particular element is not equal to 0, so that means it is a non-zero number. So if it is a non-zero number, then increase the size value by 1. Okay, now here we have only this statement in both the for loops, so for loop will be stopped here. Okay, so number of columns in compact matrix is the size. Okay, so how many columns will be there in compact matrix, or the data structure that we are using to represent the sparse matrix. So number of columns will be equal to number of the elements. Okay, so that's it, equal to the number of non-zero elements. Okay, fine. Now going further, we are going to now find out the new matrix, that is a sparse matrix. Okay, so k equal to 0 for I equal to 0, I is less than 4, I plus plus. Now we know that here we have 0 1 2 3 4, 0 1 2 3, 4 columns we have, 4 rows we have, so because of that we are going like this. Okay, so for j equal to 0, j is less than 5, j plus plus. Okay, now if sparse matrix of ij is not equal to 0, it means it is a non-zero number. That means now we can move that number into the new number. Okay, with the values of I and j, I for row number, j for column number, and sparse matrix ij is nothing but the actual value, right? So compact matrix 0k, k is initially 0, so 0, that means we are going for first row. Okay, so 0k, that is ith element, so I is nothing but the particular row number. Okay, then compact matrix 1k, now this is we are going for the column number. Okay, so 1k, and that is equal to j, so column number. And then finally we will be having a compact matrix of 2k is equal to the sparse matrix ij. So here actual element will be placed at location. Now here we have taken 0 1 2, so these are nothing but the row numbers. Okay, so we are having in row number, okay, we are having the actual at location k. So at 0 0 0 we are going to have I, j and the element. Okay, okay, so increase the value of k plus plus. Okay, then again for I equal to 0, I is less than 3, this is just a printing of the elements. Okay, so here we are printing all the non-zero elements in the matrix, and that are in compact matrix. Okay, so compact matrix ij. So print ln, one new line, we want all elements at new line. Okay, so return we are using void main, so there is no need of return 0. Okay, and get ch for getting the output. Okay, that's it. So there is end of the program. So let's compile this. After compilation we don't have any errors, so let's run it, Control F9, and see this is what the output we have. Okay, so this is what I have shown you in PPT, and the same as the output. Okay, fine. So here we have represented a sparse matrix by using a compact data structure representation. Okay, where the total number of elements are also less, only non-zero elements are there, and the accessing time will be also improved. That's it. Okay, thank you.